Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is April the 2nd, 2019. First 3 months of the new year are gone. G-O-N-E. That's wow. Anyway, we'll go back to reading, and we're reading Vaskaya. Born for Love. It's a very interesting book because it's done in short segments. It gives one an opportunity to contemplate on what they hear. So we're actually starting a new section here. And give me a second. It's called Listening to Love in Action. So we'll start off with the first one. Separateness is an illusion. Everything is interconnected. It is said that not a leaf falls or a child is left to suffer without each of us somehow being affected. We have finally come to accept the fact that it is a small world, which is becoming perceptibly smaller all the time. There is no longer a place to hide from each other. No wall is high or strong enough to separate us from one another's loneliness or despair. Even if we convince ourselves that we do not need other people, they need us. Love is the most effective connection to all things. It has the power to enlighten, heal, unite, enrich, and restore. All we need to do is be able to open it. A quote by Albert Schweitzer. Just as the wave cannot exist for itself, but must always participate in the swell of the ocean, so we can never experience life by ourselves, but must always share the experience of life that takes place all around us. And again, we'll take just a moment to contemplate on that particular reading. It does remind me of a very interesting book, and I don't recall who wrote it, but I believe the name of the book was No Man is an Island. And again, a very interesting book, by the way. But it's contemplate the words that do, in so many ways, have profound meaning. And I don't know whether you can hear train in the background, but the train's going by. All right, we'll move on to the next one. The prudent know love. The conventional view of love is that it is mainly a thing of the heart, an intangible something that often overpowers us with indescribable emotions. The Lakota Indians, on the other hand, believe that love is the first wisdom given to us, and that all things are derived from that knowledge. When we talk of love at first sight between two people, we can only hope for their sake that it involved foresight as well. Whatever brought them together will keep them together only if they are determined to continually enhance their knowledge of each other. Love must be growing if it is to be enduring. It must be nourished by mutual experience. Understanding, patience, judgment, and discretion by its very complex nature it is continually redefining itself. To accept the changing nature of love is to be true to the mind as well as the heart. A quote by Petrum Sorokin: love is the driving force for the highest values of human life, to the power of truth, knowledge, beauty, freedom, goodness, and happiness. The next one is risking in love. I have heard it said that there is nothing wrong with allowing yourself to get into hot water as long as you emerge cleaner for it. Risk is always worth the effort. I was told that if I left a good job to travel around the world, I'd be sorry. And I'd certainly never be tendered as a professor. I took off anyway, and when I returned, I found an even better job and was tendered in spite of my decision. I was told that if I taught a love class at the university, which I felt was strongly needed, I'd be considered a nut. I taught the love class anyway, was indeed considered a nut, and the class changed my entire life for the better. When I was small, I was informed often enough that dreams don't come true for people who live on the wrong side of the tracks. I was told that I'd never get to college and would do better to lower my sights toward more realistic goals. But I continued to dream and set my goals anyway. I not only went to college, but graduated with a doctorate. I've never given up a single dream. Everything worthwhile is a risk. To play it safe is to miss the point of the game. Certainly, risk brings with it the possibility of pain. But there is a more profound pain that comes from the emptiness of never having risked at all. Certainly, no one who has ever succeeded in love has ever played it safe. The quote below by Walt Disney: "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." That short segment, I would say, says quite a bit. Definitely good morning to someone who is showing up. I believe I did see a Sandy coming in here. Good morning, good morning. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a Sandy coming in here, but I'm not quite sure. She may be having problems getting in. Ah, I hear the doorbell ring. I see you. Good morning, good morning.
Hi, Robert. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there as usual.
That's good.
Reading from the good old book that we've been talking about.
Okay.
In fact, I'm just going to read this one that I just read. I'm going to read it again because I really like it, because it has to do with endurance. Okay? It's called Risking in Love. I have heard it said that there's nothing wrong with allowing yourself to get into hot water as long as you can emerge cleaner for it. Risk is always worth the effort. I was told that if I left a good job to travel around the world, I'd be sorry. And I'd certainly never be tendered as a professor. I took off anyway. And when I returned, I found even a better job and was tendered in spite of my decision. I was told that if I taught a love class at the university, which I felt was strongly needed, I would be considered a nut. I taught the love class anyway and was indeed considered a nut. And the class changed my entire life for the better. When I was small, I was informed often enough that dreams don't come true for people who live on the wrong side of the tracks. I was told that I never would get to go to college that I would do better to lower my sights towards more realistic goals. But I continued to dream and I set my goals anyway. And not only went to college, but graduated with a doctorate degree. I never gave up a single dream. Everything worthwhile is a risk. To play it safe is to miss the point of the game. Certainly, risk does bring with it the possibility of pain, but there is more profound pain that comes from the emptiness of never having risked at all. Certainly, no one who has ever succeeded in love has ever played it safe. And the quote below from Walt Disney is, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." I thought that was very, very good.
Yeah. Yep. Excellent.
It says a lot about a lot of us.
Yeah, especially in this business.
Yeah, uh, it says a lot because we all have dreams, and I'm sure, like myself, you too, and all of us, there are days when you just like to hold it up and say, "Thank you, but
Goodbye.
I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more."
Yeah.
But it's been shown too often by those who have succeeded that the one who succeeds is the one who hangs out until it happens.
Yeah.
Because too often we look back in the past, like I remember being an Amway distributor, seems like 1,000 years ago,
Mm.
that if I'd have stuck with it, I might have just made it because I was gradually moving up slowly but surely, you know.
Mm.
But I was young and I thought it was just too slow.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually got up to a point where I was making about $300 or $400 a month.
Oh my gosh.
But
Uh,
what can one say? A pin stuck in my what, and
yep.
I got deflated, and I let the bullies and the naysayers and all those out there convince me that I
Yeah.
wasn't going to make it.
Yeah, my brother was doing very, very well with it. His ex-wife just ruined everything for them. She just was totally hopeless. And
Yep.
It was just a shame.
Yep.
Because he was doing really well.
Yep. Sometimes it's not easy, especially when the cohorts that want to destroy your dream are the ones that are closest to you.
Yeah.
And that's really sad, and it's not easy to withstand, and stay in the groove, so to speak, when those that are closest to you keep just putting you down and putting you
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and telling you can't make it, you're never gonna do it, it ain't never gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as they said in football, because I played football, sometimes it takes more guts to hit that son of a bitch head on than it is to lay down and play dead.
Yeah.
And believe me, when you're playing football, there are a few times when you just like to say, "The hell with this, I'm laying down." Anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Healthy love thrives on differences. People who expect to receive in exact measure the degree of love they give are due for a serious disappointments. Love isn't weighed and dispensed in equal measures because we all enter into our relationships as persons with different histories, resources, and knowledge. We bring varied possibilities, strengths, and weaknesses to these relationships. One partner may be more nurturing, another less demonstrative. One is more insecure, the other is more stable, and so on, and so on, and so on. It is not possible, not even desirable, that two people completely balance each other. Imbalance creates the challenge and the motivation for growth. Seen this way, differences have the potential to unite, though they are too often expected to do just the opposite. It is part of the wonder of love that people can be united hopelessly, madly, totally in love, and still fall, follow their own heartbeat. The quote below is by LFB, and I'm not sure who that is. A life lived in love will never be dull. I would agree with that one.
Yep.
So again, I'll just take a few to contemplate. I'm doing this too because other people who can't come in and maybe will watch this aren't how shall I say forced into following along like when we read a normal book or a story.
Mm.
You know, you try to play catch up and you try to make sure you don't miss what was read, the chapter before. And it's easy to get behind. I know when I was younger, uh, I don't know how many times I would be reading a book or something and it wouldn't make sense, or I lost the train of thought, or I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I would put it down because I was frustrated.
Yeah.
So how's things down there? I saw your birthday cake and a whole bit. That was so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for your good one.
Yeah, I think I made a remark.
Yeah, it was fun.
I made a remark on one of them.
You did. Thank you so much. I had a really nice birthday. Well, it's fun being here with the grandkids too.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, that's cool. And being so young, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. We just turn around and go the other way, Robert, right? We don't
Absolutely.
we don't accept old.
Absolutely not. I have found that at my age, that age has nothing to do with what's inside. If you think young and feel young, then by God, you are young.
Mm-hmm.
The body might be a little torn up.
Yeah. The body rebels a little bit, but that's too bad.
And
That's what CBD oil is for.
there you go. That makes a lot of difference.
I haven't tried it yet. I got a bottle for the dog.
Oh, did you?
Well, the dog's former vet had prescribed it for him, and we ran out. It was for his arthritis. The start of arthritis in the back legs. And we
Ah,
ran out, so I ordered another bottle. By the time it came, poor Tucker was gone. We had to put him down. I don't know,
ah, that's too bad.
about a week after that. So,
Well, I can tell you with Loretta, she's been taking it now going on 2 months. And of course, like with arthritis, you always got to make sure that people understand it's not going to cure anything. It just will
yeah,
not. But it definitely will make the pain, how should I say, more livable,
there.
you know,
Good.
and it may not even take all the pain away, but it will make it more livable and make the pain, how should I say, not seem as severe,
Yeah.
because, unfortunately, that kind of pain, you can't get rid of it. It's
Mm,
there, and it's going to be there forever, unless they come up with some kind of a cure,
yeah.
which is highly unlikely. But hey, I'm not going to speculate that they won't. Anything's
No.
possible.
Even if they do, the drug companies won't let them release it.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? You have to go to the black market to get anything anymore.
Yeah. Well, I've been very lucky. I have bad knees, weak knees, but I really don't have a lot of pain. So I've been really blessed. So the bottle's sitting there on the counter. Somebody will need it someday, so I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Somebody will use it. But I was on the one of the calls last night, and that guy Charlie, I guess he's the Fight All Right owner or something, but he was the one that got on. He was talking all about it and saying, that it was a good product and better than most on the market. So he seemed pretty, you know, pretty, the word,
Yeah. Pretty.
convinced it was a great product. So I, thought, well, it's if we go to sell it, at least we know it's something decent.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you one thing because with Loretta, she's, I got to try it too. Uh,
Yeah.
and what I found in trying it is that because I've also taken, if I go out and do, for the sake of argument here, a hard day labor, which I don't do anymore, but at my age, if I'm out there for an hour, that's hard day labor. And, I get sore and it hurts. And so I take the ibuprofen 800. And you can tell it's not good for your stomach. Go to eat something, so stomach might feel a little wheezy. And you say, well, that's okay. I can live with that. But with the CBD oil, uh, from what I can see for myself, there is no side effects. That's the word I'm looking for. You know,
That's
uh,
good.
it helps with pain, but there's no side effects. It's not going to mess up your stomach. It's not going to get you all squirrely and uh, crazy. It just helps with the pain. And if we look at some of the drugs, if you had to pay full price, then CBD is cheap. Of course, we're fortunate because we don't have to pay the full price. But if you look at
Yeah.
it from that point of view, I think it's a great product. For those, of course, who, how shall I say, need it. Because,
Yeah.
a lot of us really don't need it because we don't have that kind of a problem. Anyway, I'll go on to the next one.
Okay.
Next one is make love an art. Many of us have an armchair view of love. We create a fixed, comfortable perimeter for our feelings and sit back safely within these self-imposed limits. We don't go to love. We expect it to come to us. We look to novels and movies and television to bring us to love vicariously content to be passive observers. We are fearful of emotions that make demands on us that can possibly get out of hand. Love is not known to thrive in such an atmosphere. Real lovers do more than just seek the comfort of love. They strive to make it an art. They are fully aware that this will require a continuous expanding of their senses and sharpening of their perceptions in order to keep up with the challenge of love. Love is a vast canvas awaiting our artistic expression. The work is never really completed. It's always a work in progress. But as with all creative endeavors, as we labor, we are treated to a broadened vision, a keener insight, and the joy that comes mainly from the artistic process itself, less concerned with critical judgment and a finished masterpiece. Quote below by Zona Gale, loving like prayers is a power as well as a process. It's curative, it is creative. That's kind of getting a little bit down to the nitty gritty.
Well, I didn't quite understand it. I missed something there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for me, I get it. And the only thing I can say is, yes, that in itself is quite a challenge because, for me, it kind of boils down to this. It takes a lot of guts to love somebody for who they are and not what you expect them to be. I think too many of us love with our own expectation, and when people don't meet our expectation, then we have a ironic sense of not feeling love because it's you know it's going beyond the expectation of what we think it should be, and love is not that way. Love has nothing to do with your expectation. Love has totally to do with the other person and how you feel about them. So to accept them for what they are, uh, it's just difficult. That's all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any other way to say it. It's just difficult because we all come up from different lifestyles. We all had different families. We all had different traditions, and what we think might be right to someone else, they might think that's wrong. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue to the next one. Assertiveness and loving. Recent self-help literature has abundantly reassured us of our right to be assertive. It tells us that we all should be who we are, say what we feel, and within social limits, do our own thing. We are encouraged to speak our minds without submission and timidity. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right.
Timidity.
Yeah.
Maybe timidity.
Timidity. But some people have interpreted this to mean that they have the right to be brutally honest and generally obnoxious as long as it furthers their ends. This behavior is based upon the premise that timidly, Timidity,
Timidity.
timidity. I'm not sure I
Being,
understand
being
what it
timid.
means. But,
Being timid. Being timid.
oh, okay. Gets you nothing and nowhere. We don't have to attack to be assertive. In fact, effective assertiveness is most often courteous, kind, and gentle. It makes a point without bludgeoning another person into submission. To be assertive in the positive sense, we strive for a balance between standing up for what we believe to be right and what we know to be the rights of others. We must know what it is we want, how we feel, and what we think, and state these things simply, openly, and without anger or fear. Quotation below by Louis Nezer. When a man points a finger at someone else, he should remember that three of his fingers are pointing at himself. How many times have I said that?
Yeah.
But very true. And even if you, how should I say, be direct in what you're saying, a lot of times it's difficult because the person that hears what you're saying within themselves will take it the wrong way. And so, as I used to always say, it's not what I said, it's what you heard.
Mhm.
And there can be a difference. And I do remind myself of that all the time, especially if somebody gets
Yeah.
angry at something I said. And I often say to myself, well, it's not what I said, it was what they
Mhm.
heard. And unfortunately, I
Yep.
don't always know what they heard. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, I know what I said, but somewhere along the way, it got distorted and the meaning changed.
It got scrambled.
It got scrambled like eggs in the frying pan.
Mhm.
Ah, and my sinus coming back.
Oh yeah.
I'll never get rid of it.
I don't feel like I'm ever going to get rid of mine. I thought it was on its way out, but it's back.
Yeah, I had a dream last night, which is one of those weird dreams that I had died and got buried in the coffin, and everybody come around to give their whatever it is they give when you go.
Mhm.
And because I've had sinus all my life, I was laying in the coffin and sneezed and scared the hell out of everybody.
Got their attention.
Yeah, I would think it would. It does remind me, though, when I was about 7 years old and my mother had to go to a funeral. A friend of hers had passed away. And, lack of knowledge sometimes is not a good thing. She went in, came up to the casket, to give her respects. And for whatever reason, she put her hand on the body, like
Uh-huh.
to say goodbye. Well, when she did that, she put a little pressure on the tummy. Well, there was still air
Oh dear.
in the tummy or the lungs. And so when she did that, the body itself went, and man, she took off running, going 150 miles an hour. Whee!
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
It scared the hell out of her.
I'll bet.
It was funny, but it wasn't funny. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
What am I going to do with you, rascal? You got to go get a haircut. You got so much crap in your hair that I just
Oh,
can't get it all out. Yeah, I take him for a walk, and you know how dogs are. He's got to get into the weeds. That's where all the good stuff is. And of course, when he does, he gets all the thistles and the whatever, and just he comes back looking like a porcupine.
gosh.
And of course, it's funny because he's got about 3 or 4 months of hair on him right now. So probably in the next few days, he's going to go get a haircut. And it's always funny because he looks like he's about 4 or 5 pounds, and then he goes and gets his haircut, and he looks like, what happened to him?
He's got half a pound.
He looks so small.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on quote unquote another segment here. It's called Most of Us Are Pawns in a Game of Love We Don't Understand. So let's see. Yeah, I think we got enough time maybe to go over a couple more. Are we ready? This one's called Love's Priorities. A successful way to determine how much we truly care for someone is to discern how high their happiness and welfare are on our priority list. Excuse me. This may sound mechanical and arbitrary, but it is a simple and reliable indicator for the measuring of our love. We all have personal priorities, whether conscious or not, when it comes to how we apportion our time and the social choices we make. For example, how often do we place our own needs and desires over those of the people we love? Is our lover's desire to attend a dinner party on a specific evening more important than our missing a baseball game, a concert, or a night out with the girls or boys? Do we keep loved ones waiting because we consider our time far more valuable than theirs? Just how willing are we to postpone our desires and reorder our priorities for their happiness? This does not mean that we should be constantly readjusting our lives for the sake of others. It does suggest that we might be more able to judge how much we value our loving relationships by taking an honest look at our behavior priorities. Statement below by Gottfried William Van Lubberts. To love is to place our happiness in the happiness of another. See, now that one is interesting, but I'm not sure I agree. I guess I'm old fashioned. I go on the 50-50 scale, you know,
Yeah.
50% for me and 50% for you. I'm going to do this because I need to, and we'll do this because you need to. But I'm not going to make it a 90-10, like we're going to do all this over here
Yeah.
for you, and I'm going to struggle to get what I need done in that little tiny 10%.
Mhm.
I guess that's, what do you want, Rascal? Come on, you want to come up here? No? You look like you're hungry, but I'll feed you in a little bit, okay? You be good. He's taunting me. He's right there up on my leg. Oh, I need some attention. He,
Oh,
he knows what I'm reading, don't he?
yes. He wants his share.
He says, screw your 50%. I need you now. Oh, you're hilarious. I'll pick you up if you let me. You want to be picked up? Come here. Come here. Well, come here. You turd. Oh, now you're going to come over here. I got you. I got you. You messed up, didn't you? Huh? There you go. Want to say hi?
Hey, hey,
Hey,
pet you.
look. See her?
Oh,
See
so
her?
cute.
He looks. I don't think he sees.
Nope.
I'm going to put you back down.
He said, you're
Okay.
putting me down because I can't read.
Yeah, I can't read. All right, looks like I got a little more time here. Next one. Are we ready?
Mhm.
It's called You Are Enough. You are the perfect you. No one can be a better you, no matter how much they so desire. This does not mean that you don't have the potential to become more. It simply means that you are not in competition with anyone. When you truly accept the fact that you have all you need to become fully you, you free yourself from a self created artificial identity. To be someone you are not takes inordinate amounts of energy that could better go toward a more productive activity. Since you are one of a kind, the message here is clear. You have something to offer that will never again be possible. To devalue this is not only a tragedy for you, but in fact for the world. Quote below by Helen Keller. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but I still can do something. I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. I totally agree.
Me too.
Yeah, short and sweet and says it all. I think some of these are just that way. There's not much more you can add to or take away. It's just, that's it. That's the truth. I am who I am, and that's who I am. Let's go for, I'm checking my clock. Let's go for one more, and then we'll probably wrap it up for the day. Love serves as more than a mirror for us, is the title. Remove egotism from love. There would be pitifully few lovers. It is said that, like Narcissus, Narcissus,
Mm-hmm.
we seek lovers who mirror us. We insist that they continually flatter us, reinforce our beliefs, take pride in our actions, and make our welfare paramount. We see every aspect of love only as it relates to us. We simply bask in this conceit and are quick to reject anything that does not fit these attitudes and perceptions. If someone dares to disagree with us or present a differing view of the world, we are certain that they cannot love us. I almost have to laugh at that one. If someone criticizes us, we are quick to label this as unloving behavior. Our vision is blind beyond the eye. We want others to simply be convinced or convenient lenses through which we are affirmed. Then we behave in this way. We don't love lovers. We love lovers to love us. This quote is by Dale Carnegie. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years of trying to get another person interested in you. Boy, that one does have.
Yep.
I want to take the brick off my head because it's hurting my shoulders. Yeah, this is really an interesting and different book.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way, and I hope you do too, and anybody else that sees it, Mike. Although I do realize that it's going to take a little longer to get through this book than I have the other books because one, I'm reading slower, and two, I'm allowing time for that word again. It's in my brain, but
well, what's the rush, right?
Yeah,
There's no rush.
Doesn't want to get to my mouth. Anyway, I will say at this particular moment in time, because I really didn't get to have a chance to do it, is happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed all the pictures that were on Facebook. It was, I don't know all the people there, but they were really nice. It looked like you were just having a great, great time.
Well, that was my son, Rob, and his wife. My grandson, Scott, and his fiancee, Bryn. She got an unusual name, Brin.
Yeah.
And the rest were my grandkids.
Wow.
Hannah, and Matt and Robbie, and me.
Wow.
So yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
Yeah.
And we were at a oh gosh, where were we? We're right out of my head. P.F. Chang's.
Oh, P.F. Chang's.
And it was a beautiful evening. And so we ate out on the patio. So it was really fun because you just felt like you were out there in somebody's, yard. It was fun. And the service was great. I mean, it was really, really a good time. So
cool.
I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah, I had never been there before. Unfortunately, I couldn't taste anything, so we'll have to go back. But the food sure looked good. So I have to go back and check out the food.
Yeah, there again, I think that's partly of getting older. Loretta and I both complain about the same thing. We go to the senior center, have lunch. And at least once a week, if not more, we'll say, I can't taste this, And I do think that maybe as we do get older, we do lose some taste buds in reference to, and of course.
Well, it was the cold, and usually when I get a cold, I start taking zinc tablets because keep that in mind because that helps your taste. It'll help help you taste and smell.
What
But
is that?
I just
Zinc
zinc,
tablet?
and I didn't have any with me, so I just thought, well, whatever.
I'll have to try that. Zinc, right?
Zinc, yeah.
Okay.
And I I'm trying to think. Rob made something the other day. Oh, he made ribs the other night, and oh, they were spicy. Oh, I could taste those. I said, oh, boy, I can sure taste these. And
Yeah.
he had made like 4 different kinds because some of the kids like the spicy, some of them don't. So we had to mix and match. And so I got a hold of some spicy ones, and I said, "Oh, these must be yours. These are spicy." So
Oh,
he,
that's
he,
fantastic.
he likes thermonuclear. I'll tell you, it's never too spicy for him. He loves the spice.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I used to too, not a lot, but a little bit. But I remember when he was going to college back in New Jersey. Um, right outside the campus, there was a chicken place. I can't remember the name of it now, but they had wings, and their hottest were called thermonuclear.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I've had those before.
It's a little too hot for me, but boy, he loves that stuff.
Well,
So
anyway, the next, what is the date? Oh, today's Tuesday.
yeah,
Uh, maybe I'll see you on Thursday.
yeah, I'll try to be here Thursday morning. I'm
And,
usually alone here in the morning, so it's good. Works out good.
okay. And maybe
Can
even
enjoy it.
last week or Saturday, I think it was, Reverend Dave actually popped in for a
Good.
short time. And that was kind of cool.
Yeah, Saturday's hard for me because the family's all home, so
Yeah.
can't do Saturday. But Tuesdays and Thursdays I can be here.
All righty.
Okay, Robert. Well, you have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Sandy. You have a fantastic day yourself.
Bye bye now.
All right. Bye bye.
God bless.
God bless.